time coming seem to satisfy long days to shame that everybody tries. Shame, shame, throw yourself away. Give me little bits of more than I can take. And if it sits upon your lips or naked in your eyes, give me little bits of more than I can try. Throw yourself away. Throw yourself away. Long time coming seemed to get me by. Long time coming seemed to satisfy. Long days to shame that everybody tries. Shame, 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 throw yourself away. Give me little bits of more than I can take. And if it sits upon your lips or naked in your eyes, give me little bits of more than I can try. Throw yourself away. Throw yourself away. Long time coming seem to get me by. Long time coming seem to satisfy. Long days of shame that everybody tries. Shame, 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 throw yourself away. Give me little bits of more than I can take. If it sits upon your lips or naked in your eyes, give me little bits of more than I can try. Throw yourself away. Throw yourself away. Welcome to another disgusting, despicable, abominable, depressing, fucking annoying, obscene, socially unacceptable and awkward episode of the apocalypse. I am tired of day after day when I literally say I'm worried about this. Then I read about that exact thing happening that I was worried about the day bloody fucking before. That's why I'm on almost every night. That's how fast this is moving. They're going at the speed of light. They have a deadline, them and the devil. And they are trying to shock and awe, overwhelm, blitzkrieg us. And it's working. And the situation is that dire. Again, that's why I'm here so much. Even though I can't afford to be. Again today, literally, last night, the video I did, again for the second day in a row, and it's probably happened a million other times in this year and a half. The very specific, literal, exact thing, and we'll get to it, I said I was worried about. My worries were confirmed today. And it's bad. Like everything else in the goddamn apocalypse. Starting with this, my God, man. Military families and service members are now describing horrific conditions across multiple ships, not just the Lincoln. I figured. That's just the one that leaked. Human waste flooding bathrooms. Virtually no food, water, or soap. Months without port calls. Exhausted crews and no end in sight. Yes, I've seen some of the meals that are being served, and it's not enough for a child. Grown man, soldier, may have equipment on his body, may be doing physical labor. Not enough for a child. Pete Hegseth and Donny Shitbags are disgusting, and all they care about is their own goddamn pockets. And nothing else. And again, myself and a million other people been yelling for 10 years about this motherfucker. And I guarantee most of the soldiers in this scenario voted for their own goddamn demise, or their parents or spouse did. The crisis appears to be bigger than just the Lincoln. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Of course. Too busy grifting and lying. And bombing schoolgirls. And threatening nuclear war for, I don't know, the 7th time. Just in this conflict. Cunts. Again, those same soldiers will be rounding me up later. It's hard to feel sorry. And I know the military mind. I know that's a right-wing thing. You don't get many liberals joining up, and I don't blame them. Why would you want to become a piece of government property that when they can just say, go die over here in this land that no one gives a fuck about? Whenever they feel like it. Why would you want that? Unless you were broke and needed money, or you're in one of those families that was about it. And let's not pretend all the endeavors the military's gotten in were righteous. Most of them were not. Almost all of them, actually. World War II, again, is the one I feel we were justified. But almost every other one, no, we were not. Anyway, I know who they vote for, I know who their parents vote for, I know who their spouse votes for, in the majority of cases, not every case, of course. In other words, the Republicans get the military vote every time. Every time. Except maybe when Joe Biden won. Because everyone was horrified by Donnie's performance. And bankrupt. Then they forgot for the 4 years. And listened to all the talk of Crazy Joe. The critique of him, and Joe on his worst day was better than Donnie on his best. And Joe got thrown under the bus by his own party as well. I don't want to let them off the hook. They decided to run an experiment and hope for the first woman president ever. And on top of it, she's an ethnic minority as well. And we know how this country feels about that. We had Barack Obama for 8 years, oh my God, and afterwards resulted in Donny shitbags, the end of everything. That's how racist you cunts are. He voted for the devil and the Antichrist. You'll see that in time if you have not seen it yet. And if you have not seen it yet, there is something wrong with you. But you will see it eventually. Everyone will. We'll come to that moment where even the rubes are horrified. And they'll say to themselves, what have I done? Of course, it will be too late. It already is too late. All you can do now is decide whether to save yourself or not, to be part of this beast thing or not. And then you have to back that choice up when the moment of truth comes. The presentation of the mark to you. That will be, how do I put it? Where everyone shows their true colors. And no matter the choice, there will be consequences, terrible ones. Whether you choose to take it or not take it. Isn't that fucking great? You have until that time. Now would be a good time to start. And that time would be a good time to finish. Because that will show all parties concerned, imp, God, Christ, all of it, where you're at, whose side you're on. And no one can skip the choice. It will be dire. It is dire now. And it's obvious it's coming too. A national Iranian VLCC supertanker is now loading 2 million barrels of crude at the Azapad jetty on Iran's Karg Island. Sentinel-2 satellite shows the first loading at Iran's most important oil island since the end of July. This is Iran's first attempt to break the U.S. blockade since it was reimposed in mid-July. Well, I didn't hear about any Iranian boats being hit, so I assume this oil got out. Why? Because everyone's afraid to start hitting Iran again, because then Iran will rain missiles down on people. And everyone's low on interceptors, so shit will get hit. They have to spend less on each incoming missile to make their supplies last as long as possible. And I'm sorry, 500 defense missiles against the legions of missiles Iran has, you could exhaust that in a day if you wanted to. That's why they're so scared. Do you understand that? The 2,000 some the United States allegedly has, I guarantee that number is less by now. You could exhaust that in a day with the Iranian stockpile and still have plenty left. That is why everyone's scared fuckless. And no one is bombing. And Iran's just doing whatever the fuck, loading the oil up, sailing away. That's how you know what I'm saying is accurate. Iran has the capability, simply put, to exhaust the rest of the missiles that the entire Middle East has, Israel has, and America has. They could do that in a day or two. And still have plenty of their own missiles left. That is why the fuck no one is bombing them right now. So again, Iran just loading oil boats up, going on their merry way. The United States can't do shit. And neither can anyone else. It's fascinating to watch. And Iran runs shit, and they're moving their oil boats, and no one dares touch them because they don't want the rain of missiles. And they're just dictating everything. And they're saying who can come through and who can't. It's incredible. And I had something on my mind about this I wanted to say, and I keep forgetting it. I'm sorry. They're moving oil, and they just wait for deliveries from various Middle Eastern countries that funnel American money to them. So they could write a headline that the UAE gave it to him for the 9th bloody time. 3 or 4 billion or 20 billion. Oh, and they added 2 tons of gold this time. And we swear it was Iranian frozen assets, and it did not come from America or Donny. We swear. I don't believe that anymore. Someone just had 2 tons of Iranian gold just sitting there for years. Okay. I'm not buying it. So Iran right now is loading up oil boats despite a US blockade. They can just sit and watch and wave and starve because our seamen have no goddamn food. Do you see what happens, cunts, when you allow yourself to be the hand of the devil and the Antichrist? I asked you to put down the guns. If you all would have done it at once, what the fuck are the generals going to do? Their old asses ain't gonna do any fucking fighting. I'm talking Army, Marines, Navy, all of you. Just put them down and say to your generals, every single one of you, until the Orange Menace is out of office, we are not fighting. We are sorry. He won't even provide us fucking food because he's so busy stealing our money. I'm going to put the gun down now. And so the other 2 million troops across the various militaries that we have. Will you do that? No. Therefore, starve on the goddamn Navy ship. I don't know what to tell you. You chose it. I guarantee if you voted, you probably voted for it. Your own fucking demise, just like the farmers did. They have a short memory. They voted for bankruptcy again. And they got it. Hopefully the welfare checks a year later, got there in time. I'm sure their corporate farmer buddies got helped out. Anyway, I need to take a break for a moment. I shall be back. Oh, Fresh Tendrils by Soundgarden. I had forgotten about that song. It's a little different than their usual shit. That's why I like it. Chris sings a little bit differently. He's more in the mid-range. He's not in the low. He's not in the super high. He's like in the mid, and he's super powerful like that. I love when he sings like that. And it's more of kind of a, I don't know how to put it, less Soundgarden-y song and more just rock and roll. And this electric car, my God, I wish I've had one of these my entire life. Completely quiet. A little bit of road noise from the tires. This brand of car, they've actually put some metal on the car, and it actually conceals road noise very well. So when you're driving around or sitting there, there's no engine rumbling, boiling. And when you're driving, same thing. No sound. It's fucking quiet. So when you're driving or sitting somewhere and you put music on, you can hear everything. And that's new for me. I always had engine-style cars. Unless you crank it, you don't hear like everything. There's a little bit of engine noise and different things that kind of, blend with the music, and we're used to that. Um, Especially if we have loud engines, like, a muscle car or a larger truck or something like that, then you're really used to the engine and the mechanics being part of your musical experience. Um, but in an electric car, you hear fucking and the system is beautiful in this car, this model car. I've had 3 of them so far. Gorgeous. Not top of the line or anything. Just the size of the car is just right. It's not too small, it's not too big. So it has a nice bit of room for the sound. It's not a big car at all. But it has a nice shape, and it's a tiny bit wider, I think, than usual. Anyway, that song is amazing. And it's almost like I'm hearing it for the first time, because it's not one I listen to all the time. I almost forgot about it. It's almost like a new Soundgarden song for me. And it's so different from their other ones. And I just love the way he sings it. It's just a great all-around perfect song. And he's not doing the super, ear-piercing needle high pitch that even he had trouble, recreating on stage for years. My God, it's just so over the top, his recordings. Even he probably dreaded singing his own songs every time he got up there. They're so fucking hard. I am at an advanced level, and still to this day, I have trouble with his songs. If I sing them low or high or anyway. The man was the best male fucking rock vocalist ever that walked this earth. And he's one of the few I have trouble with still to this day. Because most I don't. He's on, which tells me he's on another level. It took me days to learn these few songs from Mr. Novoselic's band, because they are on a higher level than usual. Almost every song I can get in 5 minutes. I can get the basic structure of it, and I can sing it for a minute. Mr. Novoselic's band took me days. Lily's song took me a few days. So she's on a very advanced level. As is Mr. Novoselic's band, and Chris on the highest level. No one's higher. I've never heard a male singer better than him. Phenomenal. I didn't realize at the time when I was a teenager I liked Vedder more, and I always practiced low-end singing. And then Perry Farrell happened. I got the fucking what's that Kettle Whistle album where it has songs from different periods and the best performances and the best versions of the songs. My God, they're so much better than the original recordings. A universe better. There is mastery there on guitar and vocal, my God, with Perry and Navarro in those specific performances. Then I started practicing high, pissing off the neighbors. Then when Chris died, I said, I'm just going to sing high. I don't give a fuck. So I practiced more, and I just did it. What I didn't realize when I was a teenager, I was always looking at Vedder. I was trying to sing like Vedder. I was trying to play guitar like Mike McCready, but then every time I picked up the guitar, it always ended up sounding like Black Sabbath. It still does to this day. You don't understand. I bought the setup, the Fender Stratocaster. Gorgeous. I still have it. It took me years to get to that point. I was an older man, 30s, I don't know, late 20s, before I bought that Stratocaster. I had other cheaper, shittier guitars before then. I bought the Jimi Hendrix wah-wah. I used to have the regular Crybaby wah-wah before that. I bought the professional delay pedal, just like Mike McCready. I wanted to be a Jimi Hendrix, Mike McCready, delay pedal, bluesy, delay pedal and wah-wah, just like him. But every time I pick up the damn thing, I start playing drop D, heavy chord, Black Sabbath, Soundgarden, Tool. You know what I mean? It's just in me. It's what I am. I can't fake being the bluesman like Eddie Hazel, Hendrix. Mike McCready is the modern Hendrix. I've never heard someone with understanding of delay, except for Jimi Hendrix like Mike McCready. That's why he's a step above. Does things with delay that blow the fucking mind. He's the modern Jimi Hendrix. He's the closest thing to it. Fucking master. Anyway, I had the damn wah, the delay. I hardly ever used it. Because every time I just started playing like Black Sabbath. I didn't mean to talk about any of this. Anyway, Fresh Tendrils, a fascinating song. I gave my version of it in the beginning, but my throat has been fucked up for days. It's very hard for me to sing anything, especially high. I'll be right back. Okay. Fucking humidity. My God, it's disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Okay, yeah, Iran just leaving with oil boats because Donnie can't do shit. Oh, Mangione admits shooting healthcare executive as he pleads guilty. So all this time he's just going to plead guilty? I guess he got a talking to by the prosecutors and everybody and the judge, and we're leaning on, going this way. You might want to plead guilty and make it a little easier on yourself. Maybe that's how it went. But more to the point, I said before the election to the oligarchy on my 40 views channel, my censorship channel, this one was taken away from me. Before the election, I was begging the oligarchy, I was begging the people, anything I could say. And I said, do you want mob rule like in Russia? Where people fall out windows, they get capped. And by people, I mean CEOs and people like that. And every day of the week. It's normal. It's not normal in America. The police protect CEOs like, they God. Here. A CEO getting capped on the fucking street, that's a big deal. You know when that happened? Right after the election. You know why that happened? He was a Leon cultist. He wasn't a liberal in any way, shape, or form. He was a wannabe, like, tech bro startup type guy. That's what he took, probably got money from his parents, tried to get a little thing going out the garage. He wanted to be a Leon scum. What he doesn't know about Leon scum is he got tons of fucking welfare from the CIA. And he's interlinked. That's what these guys don't know about this game. That's how Leon got where he is. It wasn't by borrowing a little money off his parents and starting a business. He got interlinked with the fucking CIA. That means you're too big to fail. You don't fail. You don't go away. You're a staple of society. Notice how Bill Gates is a staple. Bezos is a staple. Zuck is a staple. Google and the people that run that, staple. They never go away. Flock, staple. Axon, staple. Normal, every day, they never go away. They just get bigger. You know what that's called, son? For somebody that knows what the fuck they talking about and has studied this world? The CIA. That's what that is. That's what social media is. And again, I realized that a long fucking time. Given this speech a million times over the years. One day I just realized, oh, this whole social media, that's the CIA. That's why these companies popped up out of nowhere. They got big as fuck overnight. Suck out of nowhere. I don't care about the movie. Where's the CIA in that movie? Because that's what it is, son. That's why it is. Social media, nothing more than something the CIA probably thought up, a think tank, something. How do we get these morons to put their entire life right in front of us, dossiers on every fucking body? Social media. These people never went away since it started. They've become staples. No matter what their companies do, go up or down, they don't go away. Neither do the Flock people. Neither do the Axon people. There's a reason they're all staples. Mr. Mangione is a young man. He doesn't understand that. And when you're a startup guy and you're looking for investors, 9 times out of 10, you're going to run across a bunch of shady people. And you're going to take that money because you're a desperate young asshole who thinks it's all going to work out. it rarely ever works out. Then your legs get broke. Lest your parents bail you the fuck out. That's the reality of this world. And there's a reason Zuck, Gates, Bezos, all of them where they is, and they never go away. CIA. And they all took money from shady people too. Bezos started with his mommy's money. But he had ties to the CIA and all kind of agencies in the United States because his grandfather or father or something. So he didn't just happen either. That's what Mr. Mangione didn't understand. But again, the point. Almost immediately after the election happened, it turned into began turning into Russia. CEO gets capped. A major right-wing podcaster gets fucking executed on live TV in broad fucking daylight. And it's affecting everyone, not just the people that you made the target called liberals. For these idiots at the bottom that don't know better. Exactly what I warned about happened almost immediately after the election. A CEO got fucking capped on the fucking sidewalk. That was a portent of things to come. Where no one's safe, not even the rich anymore, son. Another example. The most elite people on this planet have all now been exposed as goddamn pedophiles. Names like Gates and Rothschild all over it, son. Names like Zuckerberg. These are the top people, many interlinked with the CIA again. But then Donnie came along. And he needed some scapegoats because he's the star of the Epstein file. He's the star pedophile. He need them big other names out there. And who they come out? Under all you cunts that prop this goddamn monster up. When did the info come out and who released it? Joe Biden? Kamala Harris? Hillary Clinton? Bill Clinton? George Bush? Nope. Your guy that you thought was going to usher in this beautiful dystopian police state where you guys get to be gods. He did it. The one in the shitty diaper that you guys bet everything on with the data centers, him, all of it. The CIA, surveillance, slavery, killing a lot of us. He killed you. Cause Zuck, now I know you're a pedophile. Leon, I know you're a pedophile. Thale, I know you're a pedophile. I didn't know that before. Before you put all your money on your Antichrist. Stole all of our future, stealing our water, stealing our electricity. I know you're doing it on purpose. I know you want billions of us to die. And you want a little reset, and it'll be slavery to that point. And then it'll be permanent slavery. You join hands directly with the devil for this little end stage here. And you know what the devil does? He takes everything down with him. We had no clue, Zuck, that you were a fucking pedo till you put all your money on the Orangeman for the digital prison slave future of your wildest dreams. Now we know you're a goddamn pedophile. Doesn't that suck? That's the devil, son. That's the Antichrist. That's the Donnie Shitbags effect. And you know what, son? He did that on purpose because he needed the heat off him. Notice your names weren't goddamn redacted either, son. Did you notice that? That's your boy you put all your money on. Gates, you too. Leon, put all your money, all the welfare money you got, circled right back to him. Then he exposed you as a goddamn pedophile. And I know you hung out, Leon. I know you hung out. Obvious. Dale, too. I know he hung out. That bullshit about taxes or whatever the fuck he said. Fuck out of here. No one goes to Jeff Epstein and do their fucking taxes. Ever. We know what people go to Jeff Epstein for and why they want to hang out with Jeffy. And there's only one reason. Miss Rothschild, again, now she's just kind of, the emails really kind of just reflect a friendship and a disdain for the poor and jokes about where they're going to take the future and killing a lot of us. And all that great stuff. But, you know, when I look at her, I get a sense of what she is. And I could totally see her indulging in some action with Jeffy. So, I'm just going to assume, yeah, that took place too. A CEO gets whacked. Broad daylight on the fucking sidewalk. That's what I was trying to beg you, the oligarchy, not to do it. I was trying to tell you what it's going to be like. And it won't just be the libtards that you convince people to hate with your media companies and your right-wing bullshit and your Russian money that you took. It'll be you. Evident by a CEO getting gunned the fuck down. I said this back when it happened. Right after this all began. I knew it would turn into that. Chaos. Russia. Chaos, third world, all money stolen. Just chaos. And that would go for the rich, too. I'm seeing a lot of major companies suffering hard because of this man. I'm seeing him taking stakes in your company. I told you he'd do that ahead of time. I told you Vlad takes your companies, right? That's what Donnie gonna do. He got stakes now, son. And I ain't talking 40-ounce steaks. I'm talking 10, 20 per season. Billions. You think that's going to satisfy him? Again, with the speech I gave you before the election. You think taking some of your money, some of your shares, going to satisfy the biz east? Never. I told you before the election, literally, I remember saying it. You can't leash him, and he'll never not want more from you. A vig for being allowed to do business in this world, major business. You need to pay to Don. I told you that before the election. And then right after, where was you at? Paying a vig right away, every major company, Google, Meta, everybody. And you've paid more vig since then, haven't you, son? Literally what the crazy sunglassman said. It turned into over fucking night. You all paying vigs. A year and a half later, he got stakes in a bunch of your companies. That's billions of dollars. He's going to want more too, son. And he'll never stop knocking on your door. That's how I put it. I remember now. A year and a half later, he got stakes. Like some commie or something. And it ain't the liberals, son. Taking stakes. Right-wing fascist Nazi party. They taking stakes like straight up communists like Vlad. Vlad's at the point where he takes whole company. He just goes in Google's bank accounts. I'll take $100 million, all their money that they have. And he did too, son. And then he's, court judgments in his country, they owe him billions more. Vlad don't play. You pay that vig over there, son. You might pay with the whole company. That's Vlad. That's gonna be Donnie. That's what I warned you about. You knew better, son. Miss Rothschild, Zuckerberg, Mr. Gates, Leon, Z Pete, you all knew better, right? You had no idea. The entire world would find out you're all goddamn pedophiles. I know you had no idea. And the oligarchy had no idea CEO would get whacked like on day 3. I did. That's why I gave the speech before the election. Do you want it to be Russia? You got it, son. CEO whacked. Then again, one of the biggest right-wing podcasters executed on live fucking TV in broad daylight by a kid with a gun, somebody with a gun. Because that case all fucked up. I don't know what to believe with that anymore. Mangioni's pleading guilty. Maybe he just did it. But again, you know, these are not events that happen in America. There's a certain protection for certain people in this country. And I knew once Donnie got back in, it'd be chaos, and it wouldn't just affect poor liberal people and ethnic minorities. No, a white CEO gets fucking shot like a dog on the sidewalk by a Leon cultist who wants to be just like Leon with a gun. Then there's the whole gun debate and you people wanting to make so much money with your guns and the social media companies not fighting back. No. Well, one of your people got killed, one of your CEOs, because of that. Again, major right-wing podcaster because of guns being so available. He preached the virtues of that his whole life, I'm sure. Well, he died for that gospel. The execution of that gospel in our society and his role in it. Guns everywhere. Kids can't go to school without getting shot. People can't go to concerts, movies, church, department store, anywhere, without the risk of being killed by a gun. That's America. Now it's hitting the CEOs. I know it would. It's hitting bigger people. Major right-wing podcaster executed. CEO executed. That's the apocalypse. That's the reign of the Antichrist. That's America turning into what, son? Russia. Exact speech I gave. The shit came true 5 minutes after he got fucking elected. And they're just a couple of examples. I'm sure if I sat and thought about it, I'd think of 30 more. Where it didn't just affect some poor liberals or ethnic minorities. In the most major of ways, your life gone. You was a CEO a minute ago. On top of the world. Fucking people over in the health insurance business. Loving life. Next thing you know, Cap. Crazy Leon cultist. Then there's Donnie's cultists. It's a recipe for the end of everything, especially America. America is becoming the surveillance state we used to criticize China for being. That's Lucifer saying that. It's a shame Lucifer has a more Jesus-y gospel than most other humans. But he's not really Lucifer. Yeah, China is 1984. I've been telling you that for a decade in every political video I do when I talk about China. I've seen the footage of different things, how it all works, social score, all that. The public shaming if you do something wrong. The constant surveillance, and I mean fucking everywhere. The model being instituted here is pretty much the same. The same idea, same concepts. So yeah, they're spot on. We're literally becoming the surveillance state overnight that we talk shit on China for being. Guess the CIA liked it. And the Nazis sure like it. You know, like the Ghoul, Donnie. Nazis. Literal ones. Donnie did his Nazi salute on 4th of July. I know you didn't see it. I did, son. He did it. I know exactly what he was doing. I just wish someone would have got a fucking picture of it, damn it. It's not just happening on the USS Lincoln. The mother of a sailor who served aboard the USS Tripoli sent me text messages about the poor living conditions her son experienced. She is fearful of her son being retaliated against, so she asked to remain anonymous. This is Jim Acosta, the CNN dude that fucked Donnie up all those times in the first term. He's gone now, but that's who he's got sources. People trust him. They'll send him shit. He'll report on it. Here are the actual text messages. He lost over 30 pounds in just 4 months. He's afraid to reveal the exact number he lost. He doesn't want to worry us. That's a lot of weight to lose in 4 months. But I will confirm with you, they were 100% silenced. They weren't allowed to speak negatively about these ships or the leadership command. That included low food and hygiene supplies. How many of those troops voted for it? How many of their parents and spouses voted for their own demise? Exactly, again, the same speech I've been given for 10 years throughout this Donnie thing. You vote for your own end. You vote for your own demise. The farmers are the perfect example. Flock is panicking. The fact that they want to reduce data retention to 7 days is a huge tell. They think they are negotiating with us. This isn't a negotiation. Look. That bullshit they told us that they only hold the info for 30 days in the beginning, that was wrong as fuck. Illegal in my opinion, and stolen information, and they stalking me. That's how I look at it. Because if I did it to them, those are all the charges I would get right before I went to prison. But the CIA with these boys, and they want the world to go this way, so it's legal. In quotes. But if I did it to Mr. Langley, if I surveilled him, sold his info to any nefarious entity that wanted to hurt him like he does to me, I'd go to prison. So this bullshit where they're going to negotiate with the public now, because this has been going on for like a week or two. Garrett is scared. His name is on blast. Everyone is talking about him. Everyone hates his goddamn guts, and they should. He's a scumbag peeping fucking Tom who will burn in goddamn hell, who's deploying surveillance to enslave us for the rest of our fucking lives for the fucking CIA and Nazis. Fuck him. He got PIs on his ass taking pictures. Everyone's looking at him. Why? Because he's looking at us. You're looking in your daughter's fucking window. So this bullshit, they're going to alter how it works and only keep the info for 7 days. Cunt, I don't want you having my info at all. Can I have your info, cunt? Can I have the head of Google's info? Can I have the head of Meta's info, who are all down with this shit? They love it. Can I get the head of Axon's info? Can I stalk him? Right? Record his info and sell it. Take pictures of his home, his cars. Keep records of geolocation and sell that. What he buys. No, I'd go to prison, right? Because it's illegal for the Poles to do it. Isn't it both? But the devil and the few the CIA pick, they get to deploy it, get rich off of fucking straight welfare. You want to talk about a redistribution of fucking wealth, man? Your tax money at the local level, the state level, and the federal level all go into Axon and Flock and companies like that our whole lives. You know what that's called? A wealth transfer to the tune of trillions from the poor to the rich. These guys have mansions. Every ounce of it is funded by your fucking money. Do you understand that? You pay for the poles, you pay for the cameras or rent them. You pay for the drones they're about to deploy, the Flock drones. You're going to be spinning in the air looking at every fucking thing we do. As if the cameras and the poles aren't enough. We don't want you at all, Satan. We don't want your cameras. We don't want your poles all over the place. I don't want you looking at my cock in the bathroom. I don't want you looking at my daughter's window. I don't want my geolocation, all my info being sold, my devices being scanned. My life being sold as a commodity for you fucking Satanist cunts. So I don't care if you keep the info for 5 minutes, you pillow-biting asshole. You cunt that's going to burn in the lake. You trying to apologize to the public after you said fucked up shit? Because you think you special? You starting to try to negotiate down terms to make me a prisoner? Fuck you and die, son. And your name will be on blast for the rest of time. I hope you enjoy yourself. You ruined your life, son. All those Doge cunts, they ruined their lives. Their names are on blast for the rest of their life. As traitors to goddamn humanity. That's you now, sir. Garrett Langley, the peeping fucking Tom. That's how you'll always be remembered. You piece of fucking shit. Fuck anyone that wants to enslave us. Again, I don't care if it's my own fucking mother. And you gonna try and negotiate now? Just proving again, you just think we're cunts. You were so arrogant in the beginning. Now that the whole world hates your fucking guts and you worry you're gonna get whacked. Now you're trying to be nice. Fuck out of here. You want to try and enslave humanity for the CIA and a bunch of Nazis? So you can be rich? Off welfare money. The very people you're about to enslave and ruin their lives. You've ruined so many so far. Peeping Tom fuckface. And you're surprised you're fucking despised? And you're being followed around by fucking private investigators? You follow me around every day, pillow biter. When are we going to find out you touched some kids too, you fucking cunt? I'm just waiting for that to come out. All this proves him trying to change it from he keeps the stolen info he steals about you to sell to people that want to hurt you financially and physically. So he can be rich and his fucking fat wife and fat kids can be fucking rich. While you struggle as he sells your entire life, waits for the next round of welfare of your money to enslave you. He's the face of it because the CIA can't do it. The whole department would get arrested and thrown out of government. Another example, yet again, they just turned into private. That's the trick around the law with the right-wing machine. It's been since before George Bush Jr. Using contractors overseas. Therefore, we're not in a conflict, and we can't get in trouble when we commit atrocities around the law. Right-wing grift machine. Been doing this more and more and more and more. I fucking hate you. George Bush Jr. did it when he said, basically, anyone that's a terrorist, all your rights go away. We could take you anywhere, do anything to you. Donnie ran with that football. He's been running with it ever since. It's his favorite football, actually. And it'll lead to American citizens being sent to Eswatini. I'm not kidding. In the goddamn slightest. Again, all this proves is Mr. Langley thinks we're cunts. We don't want to hear 7 days, 1 day. We don't hear 5 minutes. We want you to goddamn go away, never show your face again. Because in elder times, son, or in different parts of the world, it will be handled in other ways. And you're about an inch from getting the public to start thinking other ways. So we want you to go away. We want your polls and cameras to go away. We want you to stop stealing information from us because the CIA gave you money and permission. Our money. You fucking welfare cunt. Your entire existence, welfare. You, Leon, Cocaine Carp, every fucking one of you. Axon, fuckface cunt. I don't even know his name yet. I read it one night on camera here. Don't worry, I'll read it a bunch of times more. We want you to go away, and you know that. You know what you're doing is evil. You're not going to convince us it's not. This ain't as easy as flipping over and biting some pillows, son. You working right for the devil, and you instituting the devil's system, and you're doing it for the CIA, so they don't all get thrown out of government. And it's obvious. No company would get permission to put cameras and recorders everywhere, lest they have permission. Axon's going to be the new one. Flock's probably going to fall. So this whole process will need to be repeated. And more private investigators will need to be hired. Because, hey, they follow us around every day, every one of us. You might as well have Garrett Langley in your passenger seat, CIA in the back. Satan right behind me. Got Garrett, got a CIA agent, got Satan right behind me. Every day when I drive around. Right now. So do you. They can all goddamn die. And they will, don't worry. All going to the same place. Called the lake. Guaranteed, Mr. Langley. I can tell, you know why? Because this keeps getting worse, and you keep proving to me that you just think we're cunts, and you just want to take that money and just keep going. When you're burning in the lake, and I'm looking down at you. Remember that. That you came up with shit. Oh, these are just dumb cunts. Let me just say we're only going to keep it for 7 days now. Let me throw them a bone as I live off their welfare money and try and slave them for the CIA and the Nazis. We want you and the devil to go away, and you could take your shitty fucking cameras and poles with you, asshole. You know where you can stick them, actually. You'd probably enjoy that. You're a goddamn peeping Tom, and that's going to be your legacy for the rest of this experiment, however long it lasts. I'm guessing, I don't know, I can't see it lasting more than three more years. Something like that. In any usable form, anyway, and I mean the Earth. That's going to be your legacy, Mr. Langley. You're a goddamn peeping Tom scumbag. Selling my personal information illegally. Because if I did it to you, they'd call it a crime. May you rot in goddamn hell. And I never used to say shit like that. Then the apocalypse happened. And I know the story, Mr. Langley. And it concerns you. And God tells us very clearly, there will be a group of people that follow the Antichrist. They take the mark and they going in with them. Therefore, why waste my time? Just acknowledge it and call it out. God wrote it. I didn't write it. He said it's going to happen. I didn't say it. So I'm sorry, a percentage of this planet, they going in, son. With the devil, with their fat antichrist, with their fat false prophet. And it is written, son. Therefore, it will happen. So not everyone's going to have a change of heart at the last minute. They're already blotted out. They're already dead. They already made their choice. One more time, Mr. Langley, we don't care if it's 7 days, 30, whatever lie you're going to tell, because we know you're keeping it forever. That's why there's 70 million data centers around the world. A lot of them are hooked up yet, but they want every piece of whatever on us to be stored forever. So any company that 30 days, 7, we swear. How would I know, asshole? I know you're a goddamn liar, a piece of shit of Satan who will burn in hell. I know that. So why should I trust you? And you've taken CIA welfare money to get where you are, to pay for your kids, your wife, your fucking house, as you pretend to be straight. Like Jim McGreevey. We want you gone. Stop taking the CIA money. Find a real job, you fucking welfare queen cunt. And stop stealing my information illegally, following me around, stalking me, and then selling it to people that want to hurt me. Then maybe people will stop hating your goddamn guts. Me personally, I'll hate you for all time. Because I know what you is, son. I ain't the rest of these motherfuckers out here. I know where you deserve to be. I know where you belong. And that's for eternity, son. So why should I forgive your bitch ass? Ever. What's the point? That's why you don't hear me talking that way about forgiving these people anymore. I gave it that time. The story says they're going to follow them and they're going to go with them to the abyss. I don't need to forgive them, son. They're not even alive. Oh, a quick picture. Here's Leon in a video, data center or something, and they're asking him questions about, him ruining the community and the water it's going to steal and all that. And Leon just started laughing and cracking jokes, and it's a big, funny game. Another goddamn welfare queen. Every nickel in his pocket is your welfare money given to him because he's interlinked with the CIA. He's the space program now. He's the carbon credit guy. He's the AI guy. All welfare fucking funded. And here's this evil scumbag ass who wanted to be Adolf Hitler, but Donnie got the blessing, and he got a black eye. Standing in front of the data center, looking awkward and rather effeminate, and laughing at the people asking about the water he's about to steal. The scarf really gives it away, Leon. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell that thing is around your neck. The whole outfit, Leon, just come out, man. Fuck you doing? You flaming right here. The fuck is this? This fucking cunt, what the damage he's done. His data centers are polluting the fuck out of entire towns. And he stands there and laughs again. Thrown living into the lake goes the false prophet and the Antichrist. This thing gotta be the false prophet. Him or the ghoul, one of the two. But this guy, man, he's a carbon copy of Donnie. Wants the same exact thing, a Nazi right to be ruler of the world. His plan when he was co-chancellor, just like Adolf Hitler, same thing happened back in Germany. This crazy Hitler guy somehow latched on to the presidential election as an extra. And we got a chancellor and a co-chancellor. How the fuck did that happen? That ain't normal. And then that gets repeated for the apocalypse. Because it's the same demon, son. That was in Adolf. That's in Donnie. Leon's plan as co-chancellor was to push Donnie out the way, like Adolf Hitler pushed the chancellor out of the way then, and be leader of America, and then leader of the world. Donnie has the blessing. Donnie sent him packing with a black eye. Donnie won that battle exactly like I told you he would before, during, and after. Donnie is the guy. So Leon, when you examine his psyche, what he says, what he does, what he wants, and he showed us all, he's very transparent. Again, these people are not hiding their plans well, what they are well, what they desire. Not at all. They want it too badly, too strongly. And they're not good actors at all. People just don't stop them. And he's, again, CIA interlinked, you can't get rid of them. Fucking disgusting animal. And again, there's something different about him. He is willing to kill as many people to go as low as Donnie Shitbags. And he wants the same exact thing. That's his same exact goal. He wanted the blessing. He wanted to be the man that took over America and then took over the world, just like Adolf was doing. Did and was doing. Donnie's the man. So they're like carbon copies of each other. The reason I just told you all that is what I'm trying to say is that's why I think he's the false prophet, plus the owning of X, the biggest pulpit there is on earth. Miller doesn't have that, the ghoul. Again, whoever it is that says we have to make an image to the beast and you have to worship it, all that whoever does that, that's the final verification that they're the false prophet. Leon's the AI guy as well, so it would make logical sense that he would most likely be the one that would announce, we need to make an image to Donnie. Maybe he goes vegetable, maybe he dies. I don't know. Probably goes vegetable. And you must respect that image. You must worship it. It would make sense that he'd be the one to do that. But it could still be the ghoul or somebody else. I still think it's Leon. He's exactly like Donnie. this whole demeanor and look, it's just so disgusting. Trying to smile and joke his way out of fucking taking trillions in welfare, fucking putting up data centers that just ruin everything. Poison communities. People can't open their windows. They're breathing in fumes. They're poisoning. Just, and he just stand there smiling like, just let me get away with it, and fuck you, and I want to run the world, and I want to be king, and I was the first trillionaire, and that's all that matters. He's a trillionaire for about 5 minutes on paper. Fucking joke. China has pushed drone technology down to just 0.3 grams. This mosquito-sized micro-drone packs propulsion sensors and control systems into an almost microscopic body, a level of miniaturization the West is still struggling to march. I hate you. Struggling to match, excuse me. When you have shock gloves and drone mosquitoes, it's over, son. Here's the drone mosquito. We really turn it into that sci-fi movie just like overnight. They're rolling it all out, baby. Shock gloves, drone mosquito, just it's gonna be great. This dystopia that China wants and America wants and all these people want, where mosquitoes come kill us and drones kill us, and we got 19,000 layers of surveillance. I mean, the redundancy is just ridiculous. It's absurd. It's almost comical how many layers of surveillance there is. I mean, I pictured a future, I don't know, a month ago, and I've been thinking of it ever since, where the entire landscape is just littered with poles and different devices attached for the goddamn police Satan state that will just continue to grow. That's what you don't get. They're just going to keep adding to it, adding layer and layer, and more poles and more devices, and they'll come up with new device, and it'll be every 10 feet there'll be another pole with 37 mechanical devices on it, or to be mounted at the top of television. That's where this is going, man. They're already about it. Layer 10 of surveillance. I've laid it out to you every day, the different ways. And there's no escaping. The redundancy again, it's almost fucking comical. And again, it proves, it shows the psyche of Satan. You're getting a window again. That's how obsessed that thing is with controlling every aspect of your life. Leon's dream with the brain chips is getting them in human beings however he needs to, so he can control human beings. And I guess in Leon's sick mind, he probably looks at some point in the future, other elites would pay him for groups of human beings with the chip that could just be controlled, made to do whatever. Children as well. Where does it always go in these types of markets? Sex, of course. You see what I'm getting at? I know in his sick mind, the ultimate goal with that brain chip is that, controlling humans as if they were a robot with something put in your head. That's what that sick fuck is trying to achieve. Of course, what else would they use? The, what would you call them? Human bots? Sex, of course. That's the control in the Overton window move that's going on. You understand that, right? Have I made that clear? They want to normalize pedophilia, son. You haven't noticed the window being moved towards that? One of the main uses of this network of cameras is so rich pedophiles can look at everyone's kids. It's like a menu. Wasn't Mr. Epstein trying to get some lists of children through various agencies or schools or something? Then we found out the guy who takes the pictures, his company for all the schools, wasn't there some disgusting shady shit with that? He was in the files, wasn't he? That wasn't a major elite, a major rich man runs a child photo business that every school pretty much across America had contracted with. Was in the Epstein files. Now I remember talking about it to you people in the details. So what were all of your child's photos? All the way back to probably my era and a little before. A menu for pedophiles to look at. I guarantee you. This is something they worked on, Epstein worked on. Getting access to big lists of children, groups of children, so they could pick. The cameras everywhere aren't just for surveillance, little children. They're for children. That's part of this little game of surveillance. They're looking for more than surveillance. They're looking for a menu and access to that menu. What's on it? There's a reason. Every time I mention Garrett Langley, I mention peeping in your daughter's window. Because sex, looking at children, getting these menus, getting access to your children, visually at the least, and their information, for maybe a grab later. You think that's never happened? So that will be an aspect of this. It's an aspect of it now. How do I know that? That everything I already knew before this, but now I have a piece of evidence. A solid one. How do I know everything I just said was true? And where these Satanist fucks always fucking take it? Because they can't help themselves. They're of Satan. Vice President of Flock, looking at the girls' gymnasium. Only camera he looked at. Only camera. Don't worry though. Benefit of the doubt people. A rich guy that got caught looking at a little girl's gymnasium. And that's the only place he looked. He promises it was for a test. It wasn't him just trying to look at some little girls. It was for a test, he swears. And he's rich, so his word is gold. Right? No, he's a goddamn liar, and I know why that's the only camera he looked at. And half these fuckers at the top of the society are goddamn pedophiles. It's been shown to us. We've seen the fucking names, son. And then there are names that aren't in the files that orbit all these people. They all involved too. At the top, I don't know how many. We've seen a lot of the names, and they don't seem to be liberal, son. At all. They seem to be Nazis. They're trying to normalize this touching kids thing. Because it's what they do, son. It's what they into. It's what the devil want them doing. It's what the devil want to be normal. You are witnessing that happening right in front of you. That process. Pete Thale said he wanted the Overton window moved. I've known for a long time. I think about this all the time. I know where you want it moved, Pete. To where pedophilia is okay. I've known that for a long time. And they doing that. And them cameras ain't just to watch us and sell info. A window to every group of children on this planet. Global. VP, Flock, already caught looking in the girls' gymnasium. Only camera he looked at. Proves every goddamn thing I'm saying. I'm going to take another break. It always goes there, son. Every evil plan of Satan's surveillance, locking people up, it always ends up sex trafficking children and young women. Very valuable commodity in the human trafficking game. Better than selling drugs, son. Something you can sell over and over again if you want to. And it's a major part of our society that we don't see. And it's been going on since the beginning of time. And it's directly linked to Satan and people that worship him. And people that want power in this world. And then people that get to a certain status in this world. So touching kids is directly linked with Satanism. It's what Satan want you doing. That's why they all doing it at the top. I mean in the Reich and stuff, and the Rothschild and Zuck, not every single rich person. Uh, what do we have here? What fresh abomination? Oh, this is Johnny being asked about the service members starving because him and Pete are stealing all the money. Like Vlad does. Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about conditions on the U.S. Lincoln. Donnie? No, they're not. Really? Well, my son lost 30 pounds, asshole. No, they're not. That ship is moving. Yeah, now because we found out about it, because it leaked. Only reason. Now we know it's multiple boats. Of course, we kind of knew that already. Because it's Donnie. I told you being liquidated. I told you he's the Antichrist. He don't give a fuck about nobody. Has the deployment gone on too long? Donnie got to make it worse. No, not nearly long enough. I hate you. The reason we're here right now, one of the main ones, this part right here. No, they're not. Straight denial and inversion of reality. Then cunts out there repeat that and preach that as if that's normal, the truth, okay, and then vote for the man. You know what this reminds me of? Idiot rubes that sold their kid's future to a con man? Not sold it. Excuse me. You got nothing for except bankruptcy. What the fuck am I talking about? And death. That's coming later, don't worry. Because of you? Because of this. You wanted it, son. You got death. I've been telling you that for 10 years. You knew better. This reminds me of the phrase fake news. Any reality or fact or abomination thrown in Donnie's face for how many years? Fake news. You cunts out there repeated that, voted on it, acted like it was good, normal, righteous, okay, lying, inversion of reality, utterly of Satan. That's what Satan does, inverts it. Not just exaggerate, inversion. Like this. Like fake news. You know what ain't fake news? You got death coming your way, son. We all do. 'Cause of you, 'cause of him. Directly. A direct result of you being a thing. Which is sad for the rest of us. 'Cause we wouldn't be here otherwise. Without your dumb ass. Your evil ass. It wouldn't be the end of America. Those soldiers wouldn't be starving. Farmers wouldn't be facing tariff problems. We wouldn't have to bail them out with more fucking welfare. Again. Gas wouldn't be fucking $5 a gallon. Soldiers wouldn't be dead because of Iran. We wouldn't have exhausted our stockpile, the oil reserves, all of it. I could go for weeks listing the abominations that have taken place because of you and him. So because of the phrase fake news and you, because of no they're not and straight up inversion of reality, and you allowed that. You preached that. You said to your kids that's okay. As long as it ain't a liberal. That's why it's over. And the Reaper coming directly to your door. The fucking Reaper. He is death walking. He was prophesied for thousands of years. That don't make him special. That makes him abominable. That makes him a goddamn low rent fucking trash pedophile. that wasn't just an acquaintance of the worst pedophile and sex trafficker of the modern age. He was his best goddamn friend. You are an abomination. How do I know? You've chosen the ultimate abomination. And you continue to choose it to this day. You of the devil, so is he. So vile, God calls him an animal. So vile. His vileness was prophesied for thousands of years as the fucking end. You don't have to believe it, son. I know so much more than you. And I don't fall for no, they're not. I don't fall for fake news because I want to fall for it. I want to preach that gospel because I hate other kinds of people. And that's the only reason. And I got convinced, I got brainwashed to hate half the fucking country. How stupid and goddamn worthless are you? Anyone that walked that path. You know where it led you? To the end. To the reaper. This the end, son. I suggest if you haven't read it, whether you believe, don't believe me, care what I'm saying, go read it, son, because you in it right goddamn now. And it's going to get so fucking much worse. Hence me yelling again for 10 years, son, because I knew horrors was coming that you fucking children out there couldn't even imagine, son. Again, or you wouldn't be seeing my pretty fucking face. Even the ones listening to me for the past year and a half or a little longer, you can't fathom it either. You in it, you don't have to agree, you don't have to like it, not like me, believe, not, it doesn't fucking matter. It's the end because a right-wing grift machine, Nazism light, convinced half the population that the other half are the devil. And then that machine put up the devil for election. As you morons destined to burn to follow your Antichrist into the fucking lake of fire. You should listen real careful to what I'm saying right now. As you join the cult of the Antichrist and the devil, literally, and pointed at these other people saying they're the devil, you voted for the devil. They got you schmucks so turned backwards that you couldn't even recognize the devil. You couldn't recognize evil when it popped up. Why? Because you are evil, one. Two, because you believe what you were told. You lived your life. Your mother did. Your father did. Your grandfather did. And it was just what you do. One of the biggest problems of existence is 99% of humans have no identity or beliefs. They are malleable Play-Doh. And they stand for nothing and they believe in nothing. And that's why where we at again. Your soldiers are starving. We've heard these stories for months. Overlong deployments. No one gives a fuck. Food ain't coming in. These ain't my soldiers, son. I don't have no children. I ain't got no spouse or relatives in the military. These ain't my soldiers. I shouldn't give a fuck. They're your soldiers. Your sons, daughters, wives, husbands. The ones who voted for this. You voted for their demise. You voted for your demise. You voted for my demise. Why I hate you? And because of fake news, and no, they're not. Again, Donnie worried about the what's it called? The backlash. And the way it affects his image and what he's doing, not the starving fucking soldiers that voted for him. Or their parents that voted for him. Exact scenarios I knew would happen. You voted for your own demise and mine. Thanks. Pat yourself on the back. Your kid's starving on a fucking Navy ship for 260 days. And several other ships as well. The same thing's going on. You did that. Those soldiers did that too. I'm sure most of them voted R. This is Don Winslow. He's a renowned author. Many movies, many movie companies, TV companies have bought stories, books, storylines off of Don Winslow. That's who this man is. Dear American soldiers and service members, I know many of you voted for this piece of shit. Exactly. But he does not give a flying fuck about you or your family. Well, we should have learned that in the first term, and he says suckers and losers and all that. But you people didn't hear that. You don't want to. Liberals are evil. I know. You'll say that. You'll parrot that all the way to the abyss. I know. That's why we're here. That's why your kid's starving on a Navy ship. Because you knew better, son. You are part of the gullible 77 million who willingly swallowed a lie whole and who serve an evil master who spits in your face. Yep, the devil. That's what the devil does, son. And you continue to serve. That's why it's going to go all the way to the end. No matter what line is crossed, no matter what abomination is exposed. I was thinking about that again earlier today. How many times I gave the speech to you people? God is showing you. There's a reason this is all coming out. His rapes, his pedophilia, Rothschild, Gates, all that reason. All this is coming out. All the stuff about Donnie day after day. God is showing you. So when you get there, I didn't know, Lord. Yes, you did. I am God. I know your heart and mind. Don't lie to me. You all knew why. Because God showed you, son. Every one of you knows it. As each new line was presented by God the Father himself, God stood back and waited to see what you would do. Will they still go along? Yep. There will be no excuses for anyone. Not one person. And I know that because of what I've seen over this 10 years and how much stuff we should not know that should have never come out has come out about him and others around him. So God presents you line after line, and he asks you the question each time. Are you going to walk over that line? Or are you going to not pass that line? You're going to walk the other way. When is enough enough? Pedophilia? No. Obviously no. A coup? No. Stolen document? No. Starving soldiers? No. Dead soldiers because of war? No. Depleted stockpile? No. Farms foreclosures? No. Gas $5? Nah. Rape? Nah. Grab bot? Nah, I can overlook that. Russia, if you're Traitor, I can overlook. Russian asset, I can overlook that. Thievery, right in your face. Transparent thievery in the first term, and especially in the second, my God. Not a line for you? How about when your wife got deported? How about locking kids in cages? Was that a line for you? Deporting people to Eswatini. Was that a line for you? Sending people to CCOT. Was that a line for you? Donnie saying next up the homegrowns. Was that a line for you? Donnie deploying masked goons to shoot women in the face and men in the back. Was that the line for you? Or did you just walk right over it? God's been showing you for 10 years. So he can see what you're going to do. See where your turning point is. If you have one. And when everyone gets up there, not one human will be able to say, I didn't know. Not one. And that's why you're being shown it all. There will be no excuses. There can be no excuses. That's the point of the exercise. Don's right. He doesn't care about the troops, or they wouldn't be starving right now. Richest nation on earth, $1 trillion military budget, supplemental packages of hundreds of billions of dollars. Soldiers still ain't eating. That tells me the money going somewhere else, son. And we just happen to have the worst lying, grifting, murdering, rapist, pedophile in office that ever was. So, obviously, like in Russia, budgets are being siphoned. And soldiers are starving and are still expected to perform. That's the way Vlad does it. One man gets a gun, the next man gets the bullets. When the man with the gun dies, you pick up the gun. Hopefully you don't get shot, and you get a couple shots off before you get killed. That's what you're witnessing. Don Winslow trying to tell the soldiers now that he doesn't care about them. If they didn't learn that lesson by now, they ain't ever going to learn it. And it's too late anyway. That's what all you, even including Don, you don't understand. There's no turning back from this. And most of these soldiers are indoctrinated, and their daddies voted a certain way, and so did they, and they're starving now because of that. They knew better. Yemen's Houthis have just struck a Saudi Aramco oil facility in Najran, Saudi Arabia, per Houthi-run Sabah News. This comes in addition to ballistic missile strikes on the coalition-backed Makha port in Yemen, leading to casualties and 2 ships on fire in the past hour. The Saudis, you wanted to play, you wanted to dance. UAE, you wanted to play, you wanted to plot with America to take out Iran. Let America use your bases. Launch from your territory to kill school children. You also conspired with Israel. That's a no-no in the Middle East. Oh my God, that's sacrilege. That's what you people did. You all wanted to dance, you wanted to play this game, you wanted to try and take them out. They taking you out, son. This is incredible to watch. They fucking everybody up that dared contend them. And they got everybody scared. Houthis hitting shit. Saudis ain't doing shit. Neither is America. Houthis are equipped now, obviously. This is not good for it. Now, Saudi oil and that whole, what goes through that other strait, the different products, the oil from Saudi Arabia, all that's disrupted now. Very fucking strongly. Iran is blowing shit up. The Houthis are blowing shit up. That's on top of the Hormuz. All the products, fertilizer, helium for helium or hydrogen, I forget which one, comes out for computer stuff, computer hardware. So there's other products, again, the whole world is going without now. There's scarcity. Prices have gone way up. People can't even get it. Fertilizer is one of them. Oil, other products. Boats are being blown up over there. Just yesterday, I read you the headline. Iran blew some boats up. UAE boats, I believe. Right after they dropped off gold and $3 billion. And Iran still blew their boats up. Because you still got to pay Iran to go through, son. Just because you were a messenger and dropped off a gift from Donnie, that don't mean you get to bring boats through. The Saudis wanted to play, the Qataris, UAE, Israel, America. They wanted to play with Iran. Well, Iran's playing and you all are losing. And it's amazing to watch. And it kind of does prove it's the apocalypse again. This is so crazy. America got beat straight up. So did Israel. So did Saudi Arabia. So did Qatar. So did UAE. All at the same time by one country called Iran. Iran has just unveiled a comprehensive exhibition of U.S. and Israeli aircraft wreckage recovered during the Iran war at an underground IRGC Aerospace Force Air Defense Base. Wreckage on display includes a U.S. F-15E, multiple MQ-9 Reapers, multiple Hermes 900s, Hermes 450s, Elon Musk Starlink devices, an intact Israeli Hermes 900 drone. 171 aircraft, majority drones were hit during the Iran war, including 10 crewed aircraft. Jesus Christ. Iran shot down 171. And then 10 crewed. Shit. The U.S. F-15E was shot down April 3 using a new domestically produced Iran air defense system and missile combined with unconventional tactics, leaving the crew only seconds to react before impact. More than 8, this is bad. This is why I'm reading this right here. It's just exactly what I thought by what I'm seeing and what I've been telling you. Iran's not low on missiles, son. More than 85% of Iran's air defense production infrastructure survived the war. I believe that by what I'm seeing. I believe that when I see the number 171 of drones and other things shot down. They got some air defense. That's what I was going to say a minute ago. Then they got offensive missiles too. I bet they're still at like 85% with that too. With production rates for several missile systems now above pre-war levels. Remember, they were manufacturing before this started. They've been a weapons manufacturer for Russia for a long time. Not good to fight a country that's a weapons manufacturer. Because they can recover quite quickly and they don't have to import. And Iran has shown us that. When something gets hit, they digging it out in 5 minutes. The entire time they are expending drones and missiles, they are building drones and missiles. Every day I realize more and more it's just going to go to that nuclear missile or bomb. There's just nowhere else for it to go, man. And Iran gets stronger by the fucking second, and that's every second. Iran also displayed Starlink terminals recovered from U.S. and Israeli UAV operations networks inside Iran. The wreckage displayed represents only a portion of the aircraft and drones brought down. The IRGC says drone and missile production is now running at levels stronger than before the war. I believe that. By what I'm saying. Iran the only one blowing shit up, and the Houthis. Everybody else scared. That tells me everything I just read is true. Volcaholic. This is another reason I came on tonight to read you this. Literally yesterday, we find out because of drought in Romania, 2 nuke plants had to shut down. Now, I know about nuke plants. I've looked into this for years, ever since Fukushima. And what I've discovered is goddamn horrifying. I could spend 3 hours talking about it right now. I will not do that. I said to you yesterday, whenever a nuke plant is announced to be shut down temporarily or permanently, my first worry and question is, are they going to be able to keep it cool? Because no one wants to shut down. I know what that means. And in this situation in Romania, drought, no water available at all. So what the fuck do you do? That's why they had to shut it down. It's still going to get hot, though. They still need water. And I knew that yesterday, and I was telling you that yesterday. It was my literal, specific, major worry and first question about this. Because I know what it means when you shut a plant down. And again, without water, how the fuck you gonna cool it? I don't care if you shut it down. I knew there was a problem because I know about these things. Because of Fukushima, which is still polluting the world to this minute, by the way. Exactly what I was worried about. Romania completely shut down its Cernavoda nuclear plant because extreme drought dried up the Danube. And Hungary is literally sinking rock barges into the river to raise the water to keep the Pax nuclear plant cooled. I fucking hate you. Data centers and shit like that is where the water's at. Why there's drought around the fucking world right now. Water's being diverted to shit for the devil. In the Northwest, there's a man I listen to. There are lakes and rivers drying up like a motherfucker over there. Something that happens during that process. Sediment builds up on the bottom. During these drought cycles that have been going on for decades. So when the lake or river fills back up a little bit, maybe you get some rains, whatever, and you see the headline, oh, it's back up to this level. No, it's not. Because during that time of drought, the 2, 3, 4, 5 decades, a shit fuck ton more sediment builds up on the bottom of that body of water. So it won't even hold what it used to hold. And that level is now a false level because there's all this sediment added at the bottom. And there's not really that much water. They are trying in Hungary, according to Volcaholic, and I trust what they say. They are not a fucking clickbait person, and they hate when people put up fake videos and fake info, and they point it out every time. And when I heard this, I was like, of course. They're having trouble keeping it cool. Just like I fucking thought. Them doing this, this remedy, sinking rock barges into a body of water in hopes you raise the water level to wherever the fucking little hole intake is for the fucking nuke plant. Because the hole for the intake must be above the water line. So they just throw, boulders into the fucking, hoping the shit raises up to where the hole is so that the nuke plant can suck in more water. That doesn't mean it got filled back up. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, little children? It's a band-aid on a hole in a dam. A temporary fix that will not hold and just makes the situation worse. In essence, what are they doing? They're just taking more water from an already depleted source, that's all. And the sediment on the bottom, the rock barges, all that can't be removed quickly or easily. So now that body of water can never be as full as it was before. So in a drought, little children, understand how serious this is. In a drought, at a depleted water source, to the point the water line's below the hole, wherever the intake pipe hole, whatever is that sucks in the water for the nuclear power plant that could end all humanity. Oh, thank you, science, for that, by the way. It'll only be the end of the goddamn world. Great invention. I see you couldn't cure cancer yet, though. Thanks, assholes. Glad you're focused on what was important. You have a depleted water source. The water line is below where the intake is for the nuclear fucking power plant. So it's getting no water. So what do human beings always do? Let's throw a temporary band-aid on it and make the situation worse. Let's start dropping all kinds of rocks and sediment to the bottom of this body of water to raise the water level so we can start sucking in water again. Which will deplete the depleted water source even more. Oh my God. This is bad. If these plants melt down, the damage they could do to the earth. There is this prophecy, 1/3 of the earth becomes unusable. The word wormwood orbits that prophecy. Wormwood translates to Chernobyl. So I assume that 1/3 problem would be because of radiation. I didn't see this coming. This door that opened to where drought can cause nuke plants to go dark. They still need to be cooled. Not as much as when they're operational, but they're still kicking rads off. There's still cooling that needs to be done. Obviously, or Hungary wouldn't be freaking the fuck out and sinking entire barges full of rocks to try and raise the water up. Obviously, they need it, even with the plant shut down. And there's 2 plants in this scenario. So far, there will be more, obviously. because it's more important that data centers get the water. I'm thinking maybe they want, most of humanity to die. They go hide in a bunker and they come out later. I don't know. I know they want a percentage of humanity to die, definitely. That's part of eugenics. That's part of Nazism. That's part of the New World Order. That's part of H.R. Christian, Georgia Guidestones. That's real. A man or group paid for that, put it up. There are guards that make sure it does not get defaced. Someone preaching a gospel, son. Someone very powerful. This is what these people believe. Population 500 million. That means they want to kill about 7 billion, 6.5, something like that, son. That's their dream. That's their utopia. Maybe what you're witnessing is that. They want to expedite it. Just a thought. But yesterday, literally my exact worry, what I told you people. They confirm, yeah, they are having problems cooling. They're fucking dropping barges full of fucking rocks trying to raise the water so they can take more water from the depleted source. If this starts becoming trend and we get plant after plant losing their water source, Earth is over. 2 of them, if they just melted down and just let all those rads out for however long that would last, a portion of Earth would probably be unusable. A lot of people would die. This is a goddamn disaster. It's a disaster. I didn't see it coming. I expected someone to hit a nuke plant with some weapon, which has already happened, by the way. Vlad hit Wormwood a couple times, hit Chernobyl a couple times. Put a hole in it, the dome, that people died putting up. Or a nuclear bomb or missile, but this could turn into something, son. They just have no way to cool it. There's no water. We may be hearing in the next month, weeks, that these plants are melting down. Maybe that's how 1/3 gets ruined. Oh, Donnie, when asked about the economy. The economy is doing unbelievably from the standpoint of Wall Street. You mean rich people. And you. And Barron. So everything's great. That's what Donnie was looking for. That's why he says that statement over and over again all the time. Well, the economy's doing great. Look at the Dow. Look at Wall Street. Yeah, we know most people don't have stocks and bonds. And all that. What the fuck was that notification? My shit's almost dead? Is that what it is? I figured that would happen. Get all these fucking rants. So Wall Street's doing great. How's the farm doing? I know you're losing it. I know. And your troops are starving because I don't have any troops. I don't know anyone in the military. And I don't have children. But hey, Donnie and Barron are doing great. And Nutlick. Let me read Donnie's comment for I can't. Donnie's showing us again what this was all about in the beginning. Way back in the Signal chat days when Big Jeff Goldberg got to listen in on read in on the entire Signal chat. And what Hegseth and Donnie have been saying since day one. Annexation. We want the Panama. Then we saw the ghoul on the Signal chat talking about the Suez. And we want that so we can extort. He didn't use the word extort, but that's what he means. Egypt and Europe. And Hegseth and Donnie talked about the Panama for the opening months of this monstrosity in the first year. Then we get into conflict regarding the Hormuz. during that conflict, I don't know, about 3, 4 times as Donnie was losing left and right, he kept trying to make a deal where he gets a percentage of the tolls, because that's what's important to Donnie. Now, the original plan was steal Iran's oil. Donnie will pocket that money like he's pocketed the Venezuelan oil money. Open his own gas stations. Endless supply. He gets rich as fuck. That was the plan. What else was the plan, class? Well, they wanted the Panama so they could extort the world with that and be the tollman, the troll on the toll bridge. They wanted the Suez so they could be the troll on the toll bridge. Now we're at the Hormuz. Donnie's asked to join in and be a co-troll on the toll bridge about 5 times, and he's announced it that that's going to happen. And Iran said, no, it isn't. We won the war, and we decide what happens with the Strait. Fuck you. Now Donnie's going to give the game away what this was all about, okay? This is at a rally or some sort. After we finished defeating Iran, he's already lost the war. Surrendered about 8 times. Trying to surrender again, but Bibi doesn't want him to. I will be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the U.S. That was the plan all along. That's what they want to do with the Panama. We own it. We're the trolls. Fuck the world. Pay us. We got the most powerful military. Surprised they haven't done it yet. Then the signal chat with the ghoul, they wanted the Suez. They were going to take that too. Extort the world with that. Be the troll on the toll bridge. Now Donnie's saying outright, that was the plan all along. To take Hormuz as a U.S. territory and be the troll on the toll bridge. Donnie's tried to be co-troll, because that's all he cares about. Your soldiers are dead because of that. Iranian schoolgirls are dead because of you and him. And him and the ghoul wanting to own the fucking Hormuz and charge the tolls and steal the oil. That's why your soldiers had to die. That's why them schoolgirls had to die. And I hate you. They wanted to take all straits and canals, and that's been obvious since day one, and we have the evidence to back that up, and Donnie just said it out loud. I'm sure Donnie's saying that will not make Iran happy, and I realized when I saw that Donnie said that, I posted about it earlier. I said Iran has abjectly humiliated Donnie all the way up to this point. And now that he said that, they're going to make him wish he was never fucking born. I mean, this cunt just keeps fucking making it worse. These people have all the cards, all the leverage, and they're fucking pissed. And when they saw this, they got pissed again. So all they're going to be thinking about, how can we fuck this guy again? Make it worse. They're going to make it worse every day. He's going to wish he was never fucking born over this Iran thing. Iran directly rejects Trump's new claim pretty soon. I'll be declaring Hormuz Strait a territory of the U.S., saying the strait cannot be seized by tweet, nor by aircraft carrier, nor by issuing an order, nor by an election speech, and that Iran neither fears threats nor cowers before displays of power. Garibabadi adds, once and for all, accept the reality. Right. Up to this point, you have suffered strategic and heavy defeats. Right. Humiliated, right. The Strait of Hormuz has been Iranian, is Iranian, will remain Iranian. The strait will only be closed and open under Iran's command. Garibabadi concludes, as long as you do not accept the reality of defeat and cease your fanciful delusions, Iran will continue to enforce the blockade. In other words, exactly what I said. Now they're going to make Donnie wish he was never born. My God. Donnie at the rally, for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, you're doing that so a very evil country cannot have a nuke. Remember that when you're paying $4, I'll never apologize. We know, Donnie, I don't remember you ever apologizing and saying you're wrong about anything. Ever. That's why it's over. And that's why you're going to hell. Millions of us, well, not me, but you guys, pay an extra $1.50, $2 more than you were paying. That adds up to a lot of goddamn money that you couldn't afford to miss, couldn't afford to lose, right? Right. All because of one fat orange cunt and the people that put him there. And he says he'll never apologize. And this is also Iran can't have a nuke. It has nothing to do with Donnie just said a minute ago. Him and Pete charging tolls and being a troll on the toll bridge of Hormuz. That's what it was always about. He admitted it straight up. Just there. And they wanted to be the troll at the Suez. Wanted to be the troll at the Panama. That's why you're paying thousands a year more for gasoline. And we have dead soldiers. And I goddamn fucking hate you. And it's exactly what I tried to stop you from doing to yourself and me and your children. Too late. I'll never apologize. Dead soldiers, trillions in equipment lost. Iran's a superpower. They're getting billions in American tax money. It's happened several times already. Depleted oil reserve, depleted munitions, soldiers starving. Are you proud of yourself? Are you glad you picked the devil? Look at it this way. Maybe there's a positive. If your child had a weight problem or your spouse, the military will have them nice and thin. You're paying $4 or $5 for gas, so him and the ghoul could be the toll bridge, the tollman on the canals and straits of the world. And you're sacrificing your children, your soldiers, your spouses, your brothers, your sisters in uniform. So this fat fuck in charge tolls. He's tried to get in on the toll action about 5 times. Iran always told him to fuck the fuck off. You people know how to pick an antichrist. You people know how to pick someone who could care fucking less about anyone. It's astounding to watch. And he probably stealing the money that's supposed to pay for their food, by the way, cunts. That's what you picked. And you thought it was funny. 7.5 earthquake in Indonesia. Tsunami risk, all of it. I didn't hear too much about this, but the reason I'm telling you is we keep having these 7-point whatevers. One of the things Christ said, earthquakes in diverse places at the end. Who knows if these are it? All I know is we having a lot of 7s lately. And the 2 down south, they were bad. You're talking big numbers of dead. Buildings gone. This one, I'm not sure how bad it was. It sounds like it was less severe than the other ones. Still, when you're getting routine earthquakes over 7 across the world, that's not good. This is CNN, and they're interviewing the wife of one of the service members that had the problem on the boat. What is your husband saying about conditions on the ship? My husband is appalled at the conditions on the ship. This is not his first deployment. This is not his first time being out there. And he is saying that it is the worst deployment that he's ever been on. And he also says that his shipmates say the same. Wow. Donnie is furious this shit is leaking out. And it's a shame, you know. It's a shame all you people keep your mouth shut and cover for the devil and your own misery and suffering. Because like the chain of command obviously told these people and they probably already know, you better starve and not say jack fuck about this, or there'll be repercussions. And I'm sure there will be repercussions, but it's gotten so bad that, got a string of bodies trying to jump off the fucking boat. Gets harder to hide. Causes a spectacle. And now we're hearing from wives of service members and stuff again why you should have put the gun down. And shouldn't be the hand of Satan. And you definitely shouldn't have voted for it. I would love to know if the wife of the service member and the service, if they voted for their own goddamn demise that they're now crying on our shoulder about. Any sob story regarding Donnie Shitbag, I want to know first and foremost, who did you vote for? And I notice a lot of people skip that part when they're crying on our shoulder after they laughed about the persecution they voted for. Against us, not them. Of course. For the first time in the war, Iran used underwater drones in the attack last night on 2 UAE NOC. That's the headline I read you yesterday. UAE boats. They've taken down 18 since the war started. For refusing to abide the Iranian navigational instructions. Yeah, the United Arab Emiratis thought since we just dropped a bunch of gold off for Donnie and billions of dollars that we could, get some free passes with some boats. Nope. Blown up. I assumed Iran already had these submarine drones. Why wouldn't they? If you got boat drones. If you got flying drones, you should have sub drones and you should have boat drones as well. If you have those three things, you don't need an army. Of course, the aerial drones are the most important, the most usable, the most versatile. But sub drones and boat drones, Ukraine is fucking Russia up with those. Ukraine has hit so many boats coming out of Russia over these years. Some days they'll hit like 3-4 a day. It's why there's gas lines 9 miles long in Russia. If Iran has boat and sub drone, no U.S. ship can go in the street. You launch enough of those, it overwhelms a ship's defenses, and you've sunk a battleship. I'm still waiting for that headline too, son. That Iran sunk a carrier or something. I guess they don't have to. The men are starving on it anyway, on all of them. I don't believe this is the first time they've used sub drones. I don't believe they just got them. I'm sure they've had them for a while. A horrifying weapon. A controllable submersible. Better than a torpedo. Maneuverable. It is a dystopian nightmare. This drone, that every country's going to go drone. Armies will be irrelevant. A tiny country could have 5 million drones. A large country might only have 10,000. And a tiny country could win a battle. Ukraine is defeating Russia with that philosophy. There's no going back. We will see many more drones in the sky in this dystopia. And Iran just gets stronger every second. And Donnie popping big shit today, that did not fucking... They gonna remember that, son. They made extra threats. They thinking right now, oh, he popping this kind of shit in U.S. territory, huh? Let's make him wish he was never born. We must have not heard him enough yet. I'm afraid to see what they do next after Donnie said that. And that's it. And then the lyrics to Fresh Tendrils. Very simple, cool lyrics. What was my favorite part? This line right here, brilliant. If it sits upon your tongue or naked in your eyes. Very specific way of writing there, in a cool way, unique to him. Not how most people would write it, structure it sentence-wise. It's a unique way he did it. His poetry. Awesome line. And it's a way to combine a lot of ideas in one sentence for a song. Mental pictures, imagery. Brilliant wording, concise, cool. The whole song's cool. It's just a straight up cool rock song. I love it. On the Super Unknown album. And I totally forgot about the song. I've only listened to it a few times in my life. Just wasn't one of my favorites for whatever reason. Now I'm hearing, again with the electric car, I'm hearing all kinds of things in the songs that I hadn't heard before. And they're a little cooler. But this song's awesome. And I wish she never hooked up with them gypsies, man. What a fucking shame. Anyway, I gotta go. As of now, Iran's still running shit. They're gonna make Donnie's life living hell, and that affects all of us. That makes the economy worse. Fucks all of us over. That's a lovely side effect to all this. It ain't just schoolgirls that get killed with bombs. It's the entire world's economy and all of our lives that get completely fucked up. So that fat fuck can say, oh, I'm not apologizing ever. He's the Antichrist. America's over. I'm not saying this for fun, or I want it to be, or I enjoy it. In fact, I despise you for it. And it's a countdown, son. And it's going to get worse every day. Till the abject end of America and the world. Straight up. You don't have to agree. You don't have to believe it. Fucking irrelevant. The devil gonna still do his thing. God gonna step in at the appropriate moment. And a lot of us are gonna die. Don't take the mark no matter what. Better to go to the guillotine than the goddamn lake, son. You do not want that. Have a wonderful evening. Please hit the PayPal or Zelle. You can use the email at the top of the comment section. For Zelle if you would like. As a destination. And thank you to the person, someone PayPal'd weeks ago, and they're from a foreign country. And I didn't check it. There's another section. Sometimes foreign currency goes in, and I didn't realize who it was and when it happened and the whole thing. And they wanted to know, and if any of you ever want to know, yo, did you get it? Message me. We'll figure it out. I'll check the records, if you're not sure, if I'm not sure. And I wasn't sure. This happened a few weeks ago. So I told the person, okay, I see, you're wondering about this. You want some answers on this. I had no idea they sent something. Um, I must not have seen it. The details, because again, it's in another section because it's foreign currency. It used to be with PayPal when someone sent foreign currency, they would hold the money and you had to do these special extra steps to convert it. And I didn't understand that. And I snapped on those people like, you're holding my money. Why don't I have access to this? What's going on? Like, oh, it's foreign currency. You got to do this, sir, and do this. And then it's yours, okay? But now it's a little different. I don't think they're doing that anymore. But there's still this like other section you got to look in. It's not the normal thing when it comes from a foreign country. When it's foreign currency. And many people have sent that way over the years. So I told the person, I'll look into it. I'll see if I can find the records. So I went to PayPal. I looked for the record. I saw they were there. I saw it was foreign currency and what they said, and that they wanted verification. So I let them know, yeah, sorry I didn't thank you when it happened. There's a few people I didn't thank lately, and I always tried to make it a point to thank every single person that ever donated. I've missed some, but almost everyone I've said thank you at least for. Why? Why do I do that? Why do I make it a point to do that? Because you made it a point to take your motherfucking time and money and thinking about me and sending some to me. I take that very fucking seriously. I don't take that lightly at all. I know how hard it is out there. So again, if you ever want verification, you want to know what's up, hey, I sent this, all you got to do is ask. I'll figure it the fuck out. I've had people over the years wonder about this. If they're new to it, they don't know. They want verification. They want to know they did it right. The person got the money. All that. That's perfectly understandable. So if you ever have any questions like that, don't hesitate to say something. I will figure it the fuck out for you. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. Please hit the PayPal or Zelle, and don't take the fucking mark.